The electoral election as determined by the enabling governed local government election in those respective states. So that's one of the factors. Another factor responsible for low voters turnout is the process that parties use in picking their candidate for the local government election. In most cases, candidates do not emerge through a truly democratic process. And so because of that, the actual people that vote during the election do not have an opportunity to participate in the party primaries. As a result of that, develop a party during the local government election, which in most cases are also won by the party that control the state. As a result of that, most citizens would think, why should I go out and vote on the day of the election?
Experts say lack of trust in the electoral process, poor economy, and introduction of new technologies are some factors. What is the way out to vote against apathy?
Number one, I think we need to improve our electoral system so that people can trust it and have integrity in the process. We need to give education, especially under the third tier of government, to let people be aware of the importance of that tier of government. And I think, thirdly, again, we need to see development where people are elected. So we will see how much those that were elected were able to perform. And then if somebody is giving them manifesto, they will be able to hold him accountable. So I think those are the three ways, I think.
And also for us to have local government autonomy, you see the local government is still at the mercy of the state government. Now we have seen an overreach by the present administration. That we have seen what we thought was not possible again. Federal government withholding the funds of local government and stopping them from doing. We thought we have gone past that stage. It should be control, autonomy for the local government, and that we solve some of the issues. It's your social responsibility. It's your civic responsibility to come out and for whoever you are.
Voting against apathy is a challenge requiring collective effort from the government, electoral bodies, civil society, political parties, and citizens. It's about rebuilding trust, demonstrating impact, and empowering people to believe that their vote truly matters in shaping the future of the nation. Bad officials are elected by good citizens who do not vote. Voting is a first duty of democracy. Your vote is your power.
Many thanks for staying tuned. It's still Lagos Decide 2025. Here we've been speaking about today's local government election and some of the issues that we've seen on the fields today. Let's quickly remind you that you also can be part of this discussion on our social media handles. We are on Facebook, we are on X, formerly Twitter. We're also on TikTok. Remember, we are not allowed to, everybody, you and I, even you, our viewers who will be, getting in touch with us via those platforms. It is not to declare results. Election is still ongoing. Election will end at about 3 p.m. So all we're doing at the moment is still to appeal to those who are yet to cast their votes to please get up and go and be part of the process. Let us all be change agents and contribute meaningfully to grassroots development. So please connect with us on all our social media handles and let us take the conversation from there. Remember, we are on Facebook, we're on X, as well as on TikTok. We have another guest joining us on set at the moment. He's also a friend of the house, and I just hope these two men today will not disagree. Of course. Thank you so much, Razak. I know very, very well. It's just that sometimes you do not believe on the same.
Thank you very much.
On the same path. Razak Olukova, thank you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon.
You are a true Nigerian today. You are donning green, white, green.
I'm an election observer.
Have you voted before?
Yes, I've been observing elections since 1970. Coming out and preparation for the.
Where did you go to? What did you see?
I started from Ikeja.
Okay.
I went to Mushin area, Ojuelegba, and I went to Ogba, where I was supposed to vote. There when I have not been there when I first passed through that place. Then I went to the elite area. It's important also Magodo, all those axes. Then I went Ogba Agege, bust out at Yanapaja. From Yanapaja, I Ikeja along. Then I made stops.
Okay.
While I was going, so I went for an ATV interview. I was there. I came out again. The express was blocked. I had to pass through the other way to come in because it didn't allow people to come into Lagos. So I came in with the pass you gave me and INEC pass. It's looking good.
Last year pass.
Last year pass.
Okay.
It's looking good because the apathy is a familiar thing already.
Isn't it worse this time?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not outrageous.
Okay.
Some people you will see the normal we normally see given the definition of apathy. You see some that's even worse than the previous one. Then you see some improvement somewhere. It's a pattern that is not associated with Lagos only. But it's a bit disappointing that people didn't come out to vote. Why? Because this is Lagos. Local government in Lagos is a different story from what we see in the rest of the country. If you look at the north, the east, the west, in fact, the whole of Southwest is a champion when it comes to local government. The accusation that chairmen are not performing, are not doing well, I think we should be fair about Lagos. Lagos chairmen this time around have done well. I saw an institution, an edifice in one of the local government, and I thought, why will Kaburi or one of these come and build? They say it's local government headquarters. I say, with which money? So healthcare system and a few other things. And that is because Lagos residents are people who ask questions. So when it now comes to vote, you can ask questions, you can abuse last man, you can do all sort of things. But you now refuse to come out. There's an umbilical cord between vote and prosperity. Political party is what determines the quality of your democracy. If you don't have a viable, that's why I'm so disappointed in the opposition. Opposition drives the incumbent to play their role. It drives them to do the appropriate thing and the right thing. So there will be healthy competition. That defines your democracy. So that democracy, there will be strive to do the important things for the people. So it brings about good government. So for Nigerians, particularly the elite, that kept complaining about the condition of the country, I'm disappointed in them.
Okay.
90% of Nigerian elite are at home now watching Netflix. In fact, a friend of mine told me that, Razak, I have completed that series, that Netflix series, and I have started another one. I said, continue. It's Netflix that you should go and meet when it rains tomorrow and the drainage is blocked. It's Netflix you should blame tomorrow when you see certain things about people who are in government and you need to complain about it. So it is grossly unfair for them to complain about our choice after the election. I have voted. So don't complain about my choice tomorrow.
So Razak, I'm glad that you've gone round a bit, and I'm sure that you can also speak to the facts that you've called out the elite here. Truthfully, is it just the elite that have stayed away from this election, or have we also had a mismatch or a cross-section of Lagos residents playing the I don't care card, saying that, well, whether or not we vote, after all, we will know. We know that certain people will win the election anyway. So is this just about the elite?
Yeah, the elite should be blamed. We are the one who understand what is wrong with the society and what should be done. Or
you assume that the elite should know?
No. The elite understand. The political elite, economic elite, social elite, the educated ones in the strata of the society, the informed layer of the society, me and you, are the elite. They give political direction. They are the ones that will design policy for government. So when question of leadership arise, they have a role to play. The apathy is caused not by any other factor, other than the fact that we are not driven by program, which is called the manifesto, and ideology. You see, when people see things the party want to do for them, they will come out on the basis of that. And that's where the role of INEC comes in here now. And I keep giving the example of America because it's clear to us enough. Some people have the whole of this building to stockpile arms in America. They believe in gun. That if you come to my house, you can't go scot-free. Democrats said no. So people who have this line of thought, they will never cross party, never, they will not. So in Nigeria too, there are disciples of Awolowo. Until they are dying or they died. Some of them are still alive. They didn't change their views about who. There are also followers of MPN till tomorrow, even Yoruba land. What informs that, is it addiction? Is what they know about the party. Green Revolution for MPN. This, so it's missing. So it's the elite that will compel INEC that INEC, maybe you are going to give a legislation. No, I don't, because it's not about performance. We have seen some performance now. It didn't bring some people out. So when you have manifesto that people believe in, like the Bible and the Quran, you know, people go to church on Friday. I want my reward in heaven, more wife, more good things of life. When I get to heaven, that's my inspiration. The Christians too, they have their inspiration. So the inspiration for coming out to vote is missing in the political program of the political parties. So that is what we have to inject. So now, competition, I will offer you this. In school, maybe we do manifesto. I will say accreditation of courses. I didn't know my course was not accredited. After 9 years on campus, rustication. I ended up going to read a course that's not accredited. And I said, why? You don't have that right. So I started that agitation. And we were mobilized. So on the basis of a lot of people voted for me. In fact, I became president unopposed. So in real society too, there should be something we should be, not that I know my friend there, not because I know you. It's driven by the content of the party.
Okay,
I believe in education, free education. I believe in state police. I believe in people will see their life in your party.
Okay. You've actually drummed down on the importance of party and people buying into it. Now, my own question to Omoba is, look, one, not all of us are members of political parties. Not all of us believe in, we just want to participate, vote for either candidate, whether the candidate is even fit for office in the first place or fit for purpose, as the case may be. So I don't really need to know about your party manifesto, because oftentimes there's a melting pot between all the political parties. We don't know whether they are capitalist, socialist, or social capitalist.
And that's not correct.
In fact, some people have argued that what's the difference between PDP, APC, or PD, APC, because all of them want to do literally the same thing when they were talking. We're not talking about that now. I can go into that argument as well. So what takes precedence? People buying into the party manifesto or the ideals of the party, or buying into the candidate that wants to vie on the platform of the political party?
You see, I have said it earlier that it is the party that begins government. And when you are talking about the government, you are talking about the people that are running it. You see, it's still where a party has a good manifesto, and they can implore or enforce that whoever wins the election on their platform should be able to follow those things to the latter, so that the masses will be happy. When it happens today, it's going to give an insight to either they're going to continue or people are going to disconnect from them and say, we have a choice. Another factor is the conducive atmosphere, which my brother has spoken about. When you talk about opposition, a lot of people want to be in the opposition so that they can be able to push the incumbent, forward, to be able to do things like that. But if the atmosphere is not conducive for them, they cannot operate. For instance, when you are doing not too young to run, you know where their problem lies. The moment it comes to registration, the cost of running an election and whatever, they don't have, that is where they're going to fail. No individual candidacy yet in Nigeria. So we have some elements who are very good and they understand the system they want to do. But coming together to be able to form a solid opposition, or even a situation where they have it, they don't have the resources to be able to do what is right. Again, where they even have it at the local whatever, the policy, they can be easily strangulated. I was talking to you that people are complaining today that the list of the candidates that are going to contest today's election according to them, I wasn't there, was released last night. In that situation, you have already disenfranchised a lot of people who ought to have made up their mind between yesterday and this morning that, okay, let us go. So when uncertainties like this, are so many, there's no way you can have a lot of people coming into. Then I want to talk about what my brother spoke about. Just I don't know whether it was off air or on air, about candidate, one local government or the other performing in some certain area, like the healthcare and what. Let me tell you, what is the priority of certain people in an area? It's important. When it is given to them, are they affordable?
Okay.
You understand me? I don't want to talk about this healthcare because until I see the nitty-gritty of how it's going to be run, who are going to maintain it, then but I want to give you a shining example. A local market is somewhere here. A chairman comes in. He said, no, we want to have a beautiful shop. Not kick lamp, not small shops that those local women can afford.
Okay.
The moment it is being done, yes, we want to match international standard. Then now they put a shop down at millions of naira. The market women are not able to afford. You have only simply sent them away
From the market.
from the market. Then somebody who has the lump sum of money in the kitchen, not doing anything, will now buy the shop. Now they will lock it up. They will now be looking for who is going to hire it at a very high rate for them to make their money. Of course, they are investors at that point in time.
Right.
Have you done well to the masses in that regard? You have simply sent our people that are living with us here.
You will respond. You have right reply.
In the interior, whether they go to Berigbe or whatever. And by the time they are voting, they can't vote here again. They have to move to that side. So my question is that what you tell the masses that you want to do, are you able to do it?
Okay.
Are you able to do it in such a way that they will say
They will
thank
benefit
you?
from it.
They will benefit from it. It's where they don't benefit from it. If you ask them to come out next time, it will be difficult for them.
Right.
Let's fear God.
Okay, I know that Razak was.
Yeah.
Razak, you have a right to rebuttal. Right. Okay, let's take that before we go to the next question.
You see, when you look at what is necessity for your city or your country, there are things that cannot wait. Either a parent is rich or not, the development of the child is central. Education, for instance. Go and borrow money, your children must be educated because other children will not wait for you. They are promoting. That is what infrastructure means to anywhere in the world. And Lagos has gotten to a point where either we like it or not, the rest of the world is dragging Lagos along. When certain advantages want to come all over the world now, in Africa, they mentioned 3 key cosmopolitan cities in Africa: Cairo, Johannesburg, and Lagos. It is because of the development that has been placed on certain level that say, oh, Lagos is moving. Look at railway. Railway is not, it's a necessity for Lagos. So those shops that my brother here talk about are necessary. There are policies that all the states implement that it is not the fault of the state that is difficult to implement. But the problem of how Nigeria is designed, housing problem is Nigeria's problem. There's no state in Nigeria that builds a house and the poor man can afford it too. That's housing policy. And that's to do with the whole of Nigeria. So in Lagos, let's be fair to Lagos, overpopulation with very, very mega resources.
Okay.
Mega resources in the sense that 30 million people reside in Lagos, no, almost 30 million people reside in Lagos. And all of us are not paying, many of us are not paying tax. So when they do mathematics and strategy to raise money, we must commend them.
Yes, let's hold your thoughts on that, because I know that this particular issue, if we stay on it, you both will justify, your sides. But let's come back. I'll come back to you in a bit. Let's quickly bring you these sound bites from the Lagos CP, who's also been monitoring the election across the state. Our correspondent, Kola Hastrop, who is on the entourage of the Commissioner of Police, of course, has brought us this soundtrack. Of course, this was earlier on in the day. Let's listen to the CP.
Special status, Loma address.
The marine officer for the state, and all well, everything is going on well there. We have deployed 16 gunboats, and if you know what we mean by gunboats, these are combat boats that can put the enemy at bay and that can suppress any issue of uprising in our waterway. So we deployed them along all the area that we call the developed area that are waterine, I mean the urban waterine and the rural waterine. They are there, and people who have been going from all locations within the upland in Lagos to their community waterine area have been going peacefully, and they've been casting their vote. There's no any outside disturbance anymore.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Many thanks for staying tuned. Of course, we're still live in the studio, bringing you updates of what is currently going on across Lagos. Our correspondent Olumide Ojo is reporting that it is raining heavily in Ekpe and Ibeju. So which means that this may likely disrupt some of the polling units in those areas. But let's see how events will unfold as you know, as this goes on today. And that's why we have been unable to connect with him. His network has been fluctuating because of the weather. Well, before we went on that break, we heard the Commissioner of Police giving an assessment of the election so far in Lagos. Thankfully, it's been peaceful across the state, even though a lot of people haven't come out. We haven't really had cases of violence anywhere all along that this has started. At least none of our correspondents has reported any. So I think that's a plus for the state at the moment. So security and safety is top notch. I remember the governor yesterday promising that security operatives will be around, ensuring that there is security of lives and property. But have you heard otherwise?
So now what I'm saying in essence is that if it is about what to look up to for you to come out to vote, we have enough in Lagos. Imagine last man not on our road just for 24 hours. Look at the chaos. That's a catchment for people to say, because of this party must come back. There's the Kai. Then there's red line, blue line, there's purple line.
We don't have Kai in Lagos.
So what do you have?
Lagos Neighborhood Safety.
It has become that consciousness, NEPA PHN syndrome. So Sanwo-Olu has done almost 10 bridges in Lagos. Then local government chairman, we can't close our eyes to all the things that they have done. So let's address this issue holistically and be frank about it. That attitude has nothing to do with performance of government in Lagos.
So why are they not coming out? It is a challenge.
I've told you that the reason why people don't come out, we need more manifesto, and it's more. We are more to be blamed for that. The people. This is not about INEC again. It's about the political party to bring them out with programs, and we, the people, particularly the elite, are the ones responsible. You want me to go and vote someone you want to be the chairman on your behalf? You want Christ to die on the cross for you again? You want Muhammad to come and fight jihad for you again? That is an attitude in Nigeria. It's not going to stop. And see, you are not arming any politician. If you don't vote, I will not vote for him to come and become a millionaire again. It is yourself that you are harming. And you are not making any political class happy if you vote. You are voting your prosperity. If you are not voting, you are actually creating problem for good governance. So all over the world that you see the people voting, they are not coming out to vote because of Trump. Because they believe in the foreign policy of Trump. They believe in take back American program of Trump. They believe in so many things that Trump wanted to do, not because it is Trump. So in Nigeria too, if you want a departure from the situation we find ourselves to, it's important for us to vote. You say, all those boys, look at them, they are the champ. Then come out and vote. So let's be frank with our people. It's a responsibility that must be shared among all of us if you want good governance. If you want people to come out to vote, particularly in the South here, we need to do something about it. Lagos has highest number of votes. How do you want people to come in to bring you out to vote with performance again? Look at the alternative to road transportation, which is the railway, the sea. You want to say that you don't feel it in Lagos? Okay. If you don't want to vote because there's no performance in Lagos, okay, that means you should go to other local government in the rest of the world, in the rest of the country. That means there should be no election again then. Because given what Lagos has done in terms of performance, other states is a solid site. Other local government in the rest of the world is a solid
But
site.
how can you say Lagos even performed anyhow when we have over 7 million votes and the last
Votes of
election
voters.
of voters, registered voters,
voters.
and we have about 1 million voting?
That's what I'm saying. Who do you blame for that?
Everybody.
Just God bless you. It's all of us. But the biggest blame should go to the people and now the political parties.
I'm glad that you said
And that is why we should not wait for the rest of the world to do certain things before. There must be tacit question, and tacit inducement.
Razak.
If you coerce ourselves in a very tacit manner, people will come out to vote.
Okay.
I can't be the one carrying your body all the time. You can't be the one carrying the body of everybody all the time by being the one to come and vote all the time.
But perhaps.
That's an attitude about the people that must change.
Okay, perhaps, Omoba, maybe this is the time for you to wade in here. I know we talked about this voter apathy earlier on, but from the angle Razak is taking it, and by posing that question seconds ago that who's to blame, and I said everybody is to blame, isn't this also the time to start looking at how the CDAs, the CDCs, the locals...
Coerce us to vote.
Not about coercion here.
Tacit coercion. Tacit coercion.
But it was
Tacit
rejected in the
inducement.
National Assembly.
Tacit inducement, tacit coercion. One of the tacit coercion is the one that we have said that which is there are facilities you may likely enjoy done by if you don't have your voter's card. People went to do it very well, so there must be a way to tie.
Must we always be induced?
No question. Tacit coercion.
What is inducement?
No. I mean inducement in the sense that there are things you enjoy if you vote. There are certain punishments for you if you don't vote, but that has to be tacit.
But then when the lawmaker, when the private bill, I said private bill, when a bill was sponsored by the lawmaker saying that every Nigerian
It's too heavy. It has to be tacit.
What makes it heavy?
No, the penalty that you are going to jail. No, that's not the kind of question that we talk about.
It's civic.
Yes. For instance, in primary schools, secondary schools, if you want to go to public school, there are certain things you will not have. We must design our society based on that peculiarity too, in that terrain too. Otherwise, political party has to do something to do with good governance. We won't change. Our country will continue to be like this. There's no magic about it. In political science, your political culture is what determines the kind of institution you have. And in Nigeria, the system where other people go and vote for you can bring prosperity to us.
I know that mobile is eating
Olokoba, there's no already masses are already suffering from not voting.
Yeah.
Already they are taking the punishment because the moment you impose somebody on them, that person is not going to do their bid. He's going to do the bid whoever brought him to limelight. Of course, it is time for everybody to rise up. But like I said, there is no independent candidacy. So being legislated yet or taken to account presently. Since it is you cannot get yourself voted for except you come through a party. I think this is the time to challenge the party to be up and doing, it is not only the ruling party. The ruling party, by mouth or at least openly, they are not saying that you should not strike, but make the complaint when it is necessary. For people to start complaining today that it was only last night they got the list of those who are going to contest, I think it's going to teach them some lessons next time. Preempt the party,
Electoral
the ruling party ahead of time. Preempt the electoral.
Are you sure it's not for security reason?
Whether security are we not part of the system? They are all part of the system. So
actually, you are a member of APC. So why did you do that? Why did your party do that?
Whose party?
Why did your party? Are you not in APC?
Yes, I am.
So why did your party do that? I'm not a party member.
If they are not complaining,
it's not a party.
This is not a party.
It's
No, you said LASEG that brought down the name lately.
Yes,
all the political parties.
It is last year.
But party has submitted.
They have submitted. They said
you know the person we have submitted, so it's just a corroboration.
If I am in their shoe,
that means last time I just corroborated
if I am in their shoe, all those other parties, since you have seen the way it has been done in the past, that you might be coerced, you might be boxed to a corner. Make your noise aloud far from the weather. Look, LASEG, if you don't publish this thing by 1 week before the whatever, so that you will not be boxed to a corner. Yes.
You call out the system.
Even when name come out at the right time, people still don't come out to vote.
Well, no,
that is not the main reason.
Some people would have
is that the reason in the north? I mean, the south, everywhere all over the country.
People would have gotten choice if they have been. If the list
there are
been
voter
out
party
and they have been having eligibility list. That okay.
That have
if they need to change their candidate,
voter
they would
party
have changed it ahead
but
of time.
Have given the rules. So there's a guideline.
That is what I'm saying. That is what it is.
Yes.
The problem of APC as today.
It is a LASEG issue.
APC, everybody. I mean, I will be taking care of my house. I cannot take care of your house for you.
Okay.
So maybe next time.
Because LASEG
and that's nothing to do.
Yes.
They would have been in a better position.
Do you know where I have it is own? Do you know the problem I have is position?
They also have been clear.
The challenge I have in his own position is that you vote for party. The person that is a symbol may play a role also. But it's the party you, and it has happened several times that it's the party you voted for, not the individual. Names can be changed, observing certain guidelines.
There's a guideline
so it's important.
Party.
Is that, so INEC did not follow it, Abi? Are you saying that INEC did not follow it? So you are creating an excuse for political parties and the elite from admitting their failure by saying this. Because given all situations, people still don't come out to vote. I have a friend watching Netflix. He's not interested in the candidate. He just said that people should go and vote, just make sure you do our drainage. Is that being patriotic? So this attitude needs to stop. So
how did you convince your friend? How did you influence?
He didn't come out to vote. He was watching next series on Netflix. And he has not complained. Everybody has spoken to him that didn't come out to vote. None of them talk about candidate. They just say that I don't want to vote. So it's not central.
Parties. The parties, at least the APC is not saying that other parties should not come up with their own structure and their candidate.
Yes.
So I think the next election, they should be up and if they have up to 6 parties that are able to meet the criteria.
Opposition parties now. You're talking about the opposition parties now.
And if it is possible for us to have independent candidacy, if we are ripe enough to have that, there are some areas that people in that community, they know who can do their bit very well. So they know somebody they have sent to the CDA and have performed, and brought about and developing the area.
They don't want to belong to any party.
And they don't want to belong because the policies of the party, how candidates emergency.
Nigerians want a messiah.
Hold on.
Yes. Our attitude is that okay.
Hold on. So what I think what Omoba is saying here is, before the next election, you are looking forward to some kind of reforms in the electoral electoral guidelines.
Yes.
As to how candidates can emerge. As to how relaxed these things should be, and also the fact that if it's going to be a one-party system, then let it be everybody is happy about what is going on.
Yes, it is fair representation of people that you should bring out as candidates.
Right.
Not people that will down to the tune of only 1 or 2 leaders.
Okay.
Then the legislators, they have done, in fact, in the last this dispensation, this one, we have a fantastic member of the House of Assembly who are up and doing. They did the law that is necessary. They push it out at the appropriate time. The governor assented his signature at the appropriate time. So, as far as I'm concerned, it is now left for the judiciary to be up and doing that. If you do things are right today, if anybody is to be prosecuted, prosecute them. If there's any electoral criminals that you found, make sure you deal with them so that it will serve as deterrent to others. Then the process of emergency and the process that the people, LASEC, which is the operator, needs to go through. The legislator needs to assist us to put those things right. Make sure the guideline is out at this particular point in time. If it is not out, you have to be blamed for that. Then, if there's any shortcoming that is there, push it and let them know if they need to.
There's engagement between us and LASEC all the time, including INEC. The guidelines is agreed upon by the political parties.
No, sir, there's some technicalities that fail some people this time around.
What we are witnessing, what we are witnessing
what is the meaning of that? Why don't you do that ahead of that so that
this is anti-intellectualism, no? Yes. But you're interjecting me. It's anti-intellectualism. So what I'm saying is that
you came late. You came late.
You all agree? I was told to come. I was told to come between 12 and 1. So I'm in order. What I'm saying is that from what we have heard from parties, there are challenges with people that we are saying that you are making case for.
No, I'm not making case for that. I only want
some of them.
Some of them.
For modification.
Yes.
No.
A good platform.
There's nothing wrong with.
Level playing ground that everybody
can I make my point? Can I make my point?
Like where we're going.
Can I'm giving you an information.
Go ahead.
I'm giving you an information.
Cannot agree.
I'm giving you an information. The information I'm giving you is that parties will never feed someone that will create a problem for their party. No matter the qualification, no matter who is liked by the people, they won't feed him. And 90% of people that were not feed, I'm not saying all of them, there are nice candidates that were not feed that qualified law by the people and nothing is wrong with them. But at times, question of rotation, persuasion, let's satisfy this ABC and the parties members are also aware of this. The day pendulum swings in their favor, they will keep quiet. The day it doesn't swing in their favor, they start making up. There is no method you want to adopt that politicians in Nigeria will not complain. When INEC does something, they win election, INEC is the greatest institution in the world. Let them lose election. There are cases where a political party won election in the state. The same time, and in the morning, they praise INEC. In the evening, they had the result of others and they condemn INEC. You see, the attitude of sportsmanship should be in the political class. Yeah. Let them learn to admit defeat. And that's part of the things INEC should, LASEC and I should teach the politicians. We have told them over and over again that if you lose an election, the world should not come to an end.
So how do you address his own concern?
The way I address his own concern is that it should the people he's making case for should behave like a party people. They have won election before now. The people complain about them too. So it's an inbuilt in Nigerian political class that if I lose this election, Lagos will not know peace. Nigeria will not know peace. Barely 3 months into government, Tinubu's government. Some people came out and said 12 days of rage, incited by people who lost election. And we said, who are these people? This is not politics. Politics is an early competition to remind incumbent things you forget to do or things you will have done better if you are listening to you. So in Lagos too, I don't want to agree with this complaint though, because political class, I can't use their water to go and wet my farm. That thing will not grow. All this complaint they are talking about is just because they lost an election. That's been the pattern.
He talked
in
about
Nigeria,
the fact
in Nigeria,
people, if you
people emerge 2 ways. Either you elect or you agree.
Okay,
together.
Let me just
and not call it opposition.
Let me just make this point. He talked about imposition in a way, and that is
have they not been imposed before?
You have elders that will say they are the chieftains of the party.
Yes.
And they impose a particular candidate.
Where in the world under democracy I don't do that?
Hold on. Can I just?
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
You should
Don't
charge him
enjoy
because
my
he was going
intellectual, my
Yeah,
intellectual. So the fact is, those people that eventually emerges
Yeah.
are loyal to those people that favor them, despite the fact that they are not the most popular candidate from their locals. So how do you address that concerns of his?
First and foremost, the performance is what matters first. Party recognize the capacity of the candidate who can drive the program of the party, and that's the yardstick. I've listened carefully to someone and say that the people who are not a member of our political party, he has been assigned no responsibility. He failed us. We can't give it. Local government is too sensitive. I'm not a member of their party now, but we hear
Well,
some of this.
you speak like one.
No, I have sympathy for APC. They say they are going to restructure Nigeria. That's a reason for the same party. and there's no more. I'm not moralizing about that. It's not a moral issue because it's a part of the responsibility of civil society and pressure group is to have common agenda with the political party. So the common agenda with APC is the restructuring. So I need, and again, not only that.
And this is the restructuring we're talking about, devolving powers, not being too concentrated at the center. The Supreme Court, no state I've seen has really implemented or fully adopted the decision of the Supreme Court to devolve power to give money to the local government.
You know my position on that. Supreme Court cannot change our law. Laws are not changed by Supreme Court.
Supreme Court is meant to interpret
laws are changed by the
laws.
people. Laws are to pass a judgment that local government funds should be coming to local government.
Yes.
Well, that's what the law says. The law says that you get your money through the state, and if you want to do that, it's not by going to court. Can I go to court that Abuja should not be the federal capital? You have to pass through a process of constitutional reform and change.
Supreme Court, in their own wisdom, that's the apex court of the land, and has given the decision.
Court is not what changing laws. Court are supposed to interpret. Supreme Court try to change our constitution by saying that
that is the argument of the federal government. And we're not talking. It's not justiciable. I haven't gone to the Supreme Court and say give them their money directly. Isn't that a good thing for the people?
It's not good for the people.
What do you mean by that?
Local government and component part of the state all over the world. They are not autonomy. State decide the number of local government they want. Because if states should be the one mentioning the number of local government and it's federal that is funding it, that's chaos. So the money you get in your state decide the number of local government you want. That's why there are complications in Nigerian constitution.
Is man made for the law or the law is made for the man? The situation that got us to that place in the first place was the fact that states hijacks all the money.
States
leave pittance for the
hijack state money.
Let me finish. Let me land. States hijacks
the public toilets.
State hijacks the money, leaves little pittance for the local government. Local government begins to cry that, look, I'm closer to the people. I can't do anything. Go and meet to the. And now the federal government, the federal government argued.
As an expert on this matter, can I tell you the reason?
Can I tell you? And it's been done by some states.
My colleague here, can I tell you?
How are you an expert in this matter?
I'm a chartered public administrator. You have examined this subject matter over and over again. You are not supposed to control the resources of a state, the federal government. There should be a resource control. And that's what determines the number of government you are going to have. The moment federal government controls resources, that is the reason why you see people clamoring for more local government. There's going to be complication until you allow each state to control their own resources and determine the direction of their local government.
But that's not what the Constitution says.
But you have to change it.
So no.
What you are saying is that yes, until it is changed, until that law is changed. That's what you're saying now. Now, if that law is not changed, and we take money from Lagos State, give to a state that has resources that they not tap into it, and refuse to, and that local government in this state is more than that of Lagos State, there will be more problem. And you now wake up one day and say that local government money should be given to them directly from the federal government. You are added to the list of responsibility of federal government. When we are talking about devolution of power, that the things that federal government is doing is too much. You now added 774 responsibility to the list. Who does that? America has America has over 10,000 local government. They are part of the
I think
state.
we should come back to
yes.
So local government is part of state all over the world.
Lagos decide.
Let's come back to the issue at hand, because it looks like we're already getting out of why we're here today.
It's still about local government, yeah.
Yes, but this conversation is not taking us to this election. It's going to further take us away. I'd like for us to come back to one of the issues that Omoba was making earlier, which I also tend to agree with, and that is the fact that, you know, at this particular point in time, looking now, of course, making a projection into the next local government election, which will be in another 4 years. Is this the time, or now after this election, to start looking into the reform of either the LASIEC law or the local government reform law? Because again, it looks like sometimes we tend to overlook some of the issues at the grassroots and just assume that everything is fine. So if the local government is the closest to the people and they must do their responsibilities, as it were, for you, what are some of those things that whoever wins the local government must concentrate on? Because whether we like it or not, there will be a winner at the end of this exercise. Yes. And there must be their roles and responsibilities to the people in their local government. I think I asked this earlier on, one of the guests that was with us, and I said, local governments, are they appointees or duly elected by the people and must have a responsibility to the people? So if they have a responsibility to the people, what should the people expect? And once they are deviating from that, how can the people come back and hold them by the jugular?
First and foremost, the reforms must be now. The moment somebody emerges today, I have always told my people, the moment you declare somebody a winner from a credible election, because why I'm saying that if there are issues in some areas and they decide to go to court and they win, things has to be changed. Because if we don't do it right, Italians say you can't place something on nothing. So the foundation must be right. And the reforms we are talking about now should be from now. Because the moment somebody emerges now and is a credible candidate, a very representative of the people, we should accept the fact that he's going to represent you in that local government for the next 4 years. And that's why the person there must be the rightful person. Once it is rightful person, if you step back and say, I don't want to go there, it's in the local government. No, it is your local government. The money that is being expended there is your money. And if you allow a madman to handle your mother's property, he or she will destroy it. So we should not run back. We should encompass. We should come around. Where and then the government at the state level should have something we can call a kind of liaison officer, or an environment where you can make a complaint that I think this chairman is not doing things are right, or it's not spreading his responsibility upon the masses, so that when you are talking about election next time, a lot of people will have been convinced, they will have enjoyed the dividends of democracy, not a chairman saying, I hate that language, my money, my project, I want to do this, I want to do this for you. No, our policy from our party, backed by the fund that is being released by the government, is doing this thing for your area. And when it is being done, if it's a road, take responsibility of it. If it's a small hole that is being created, patch it up, don't allow it to degenerate. If it is a school, make sure it is being handled properly. When the project is being given into an area, it has become your own property. Even if it's a transformer that is being given you in an area, it's no more government property. It is your property. Hold it, show responsibility, show support, protect it. Then, where it is necessary, report whatever is necessary to the state government. And let the state government have an open door policy such that when a complaint is made, there can be remedy to it. The legislative arm, let them see to areas that, maybe technicalities has failed some people not to be able to field candidates in this election. Make sure it is being liberalized so that there can be more people. When there are options, then there can be, when there are multiple options, then you can have a choice. And when there are choices, then the people that are there that are incumbent, they will be on their toe. But in a situation where psychological attitude, it is our party, it is our government, nothing can be done, whatever we do, there should be an end to it. And that's why I say Lagos has always been the trailblazer. And we should not chicken away from it. And that is the only way there can be development. And for the youth that are playing football, look, you are wasting yourself away. Those that are staying in the estate, if you complain about any chairman tomorrow, we are going to abuse you. because if you put a madman at the end of affairs, he's the one that will dictate the pace for the next 4 years. He's the one that will increase your tenement rate. He's the one that will say that they go and lock up that shop. Okay. So it is better you put somebody that is good enough so that the masses can.
Let's quickly take our correspondent who's calling us. I guess this is Adeshegun. Hello.
Hello.
Adeshegun, good afternoon.
Yes, Adeshegun here from Ikorodu Division.
Okay, Adeshegun, bring us up to speed.
Our Bureau Chief.
What's happening in Ikorodu?
Well done, Abimbola and Joshua.
Thank you.
Well. In Ikorodu, there are 6 local governments here, and we have been to 6 different areas in Ikorodu here. We started from 6:30 a.m. in the morning, where INEC, I beg your pardon, distributed voting materials to the different units. And right now, we are at Ikorodu North, where the secretary and different members of the public have voted. Some of them said that their votes are apathy. That's why some people could not come out. And some said there is need for more voter education. Some praised LASTEC for a well-outlined process. And overall, the situation here in the Ikorodu division is calm.
Okay.
There are no struggles, there are no noise, and the election is still going on very well.
Okay. All right, Adeshegun, I'm glad that at least you gave us another perspective as to the fact that the people are asking for more voter education. Thank you for calling into the studio. And everywhere is safe and calm, like you said.
Very safe and calm.
All right. Thank you, Adeshegun.
Okay, we have like less than a minute to go on this segment before we take our break. Can you help us in 30 seconds just speak to our viewers as to the elections we've been talking about?
The first thing is that you have to complement what is on ground by coming out to vote. You vote, you don't vote. There will be a winner in this election, and they're going to determine your future. So there's still a window of opportunity for you to come out and vote, which is the summary of what we have been saying all this while. Okay. But don't get carried away by the manner you have spoken about how
I think 10 seconds.
Because
okay,
they become auditors when they are losing out. Political class. Look at Atiku today. Look at Obi. This method is being on ground since 1999. Suspect anybody that is talking about the problem he has with the process. Suspect him in Lagos, because it has what has gotten us to where we are today. So today, if you are in favor, you keep quiet. Tomorrow, LASTEC need to educate the political class that put your ass together. Don't plot Nigerians against each other. What he's saying here is plotting us against each other.
I'm not sure that's what I'm
about. No. He said the emergence of candidates that is in position. That's made the pattern from 1999 to date.
Okay.
So you have taken my 1 minute away.
So if you are not complaining about that
seconds.
About that 10 years ago, and you are complaining about it now, it's a problem.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not even surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Let's end on this note. And I'll take this from what our correspondent said there. More voter education. I asked that question earlier on, and that was where I came with the issue of the CDAs and the CDCs, and as to how the issue around being being all involved we can strengthen this. So on your part, yes, we have just about 1 hour to go before the end of the election. Is there still anything that can be done to sensitize the voting public on the process?
I use that my last language that I'm not surprised about what it depends on individual perspective. I am talking about this is where we are, and this is where I'm projecting us to be. Okay. What you have been talking since morning is improvement, because when you listen to the news that are coming from all around Lagos, you are talking about voters' apathy, right, and you are asking how can we improve. You see, you use yesterday to correct today, and use today to plan for tomorrow. Right. I am not saying that it has not been, whether it is in position, the party made it clear, either selection, election, or come let us reason together that okay, we'll consensus. I'm saying that whoever is put there, let us put somebody is there, right, that can make better things and make things better.
Okay.
That, yes, okay, for the masses. Okay. You are talking about the local government.
But don't wait until you're out of favor.
We need to
go.
We
are not talking about this election.
We need to go.
We are projecting.
Thank you so much, Omoba Okekiro, for being here on Lagos Decide. Razak Olokoba, thank you so much for being on Lagos Decide.
We'll
take a break on the program, and of course, we will be back at 2:30. Again, for a recap during the afternoon session of the program. I don't know if either of these two gentlemen will still be around.
He's my friend.
But thank you.
We know what we are. The two of us know what we are.
No, definitely.
All I need is the result.
Definitely.
I want improvement.
Okay. We'll see you again at 2:30.
I want improvement too.